Observation, I have never broken a bone. Hypothesis, I am boneless. Data, I appear to have broken at least 2 bones in my foot slipping on the ice. Conclusion, I have at least 2 bones. Strong evidence suggests the possibility of a 3rd one. Uneducated people like you are the reason why there's so many science deniers in the world. You have 206 bones in your body. Maybe you know that if you have more than a 4th grade education. I am an astrophysicist. No, I've refused to believe this. Nobody with a job uses Tumblr. Which one of you was gonna tell me that tea tastes different if you put it in hot water? You were putting it in cold water? Radish. Answer the question, Radish. Yeah, I thought for like 5 years, people that just put in hot water to speed up the teaification process didn't realize there was an actual reason. Have you ever read the box that your tea came in? Huh? You wanna riddle me that? I'm 11. I have a physics degree and want to make humans immortal. The world is literally burning to a crisp from car exhaust and internet funny money mining, and this young Sheldon MFer wants to make sure we have to suffer through it. Yeah, why don't you do something a little more productive, 11-year-old? I say, sitting in the bedroom in my parents' basement, reading Reddit posts from Tumblr. Oh boy. Bread is basically just flour and yeast and liquid, right? Gatorade bread. You ever have one of those, what am I doing with my life moments? I was a fool. I thought this would be a bad idea. This is the best goddamn bread I've ever made. It's fluffy, it's chewy, it's got a perfectly crisp cut. The only flavor it has is vaguely sweet. I've already eaten the whole loaf. You ate a whole loaf of Gatorade bread? Good for you, man. Good for you. I am average American man. I work 15 hours in Hamburger Mine to buy 1 rock and roll disc. You only have to work 15 hours in the Hamburger Mine? They have me working 32. How do I look, darling? Bad. I looked up the source for this, and it's from an anime where a dude has to keep a constant for a month straight, or he loses his house. Is this the episode where he lost his house? We'll never know. This object has been temporarily removed as we revise its facial expression, which was deemed zoologically improbable and or terrifying to small children. Nothing could make me more curious about your taxidermy than this. I need this as a t-shirt, as zoologically improbable and or terrifying to small children sums me up. Finally, I know what I inscribed on my tombstone when I die. I remember the news article. This is the lion that was removed. This is just the lion from Madagascar where he's doing the face, you know? You know exactly what I'm talking about. I haven't seen a damn thing about the new Grinch movie, but if they didn't make him a love interest, that's just another Grinch but softer with eyelashes and 1 blue streak in her hair named the Bench, then I don't want to know. My sweet Bench. Why does the Bench look like Scarlett Johansson? She kinda does. My psych teacher has a poster in her classroom that says, every time you call your boyfriend daddy, Sigmund Freud's ghost grows a little bit stronger. And if that isn't threatening, then I don't know what is. Do they have to make him wear his last name like that? Quentin Bigot. And there's this guy whose last name is Gay. Gay Bigot? You mean Pride and Prejudice. Which would you rather find living in your attic? 1,000 roaches or a person? This is truly on God the first would you rather that I've had to devote significant thought to. Neither of these answers feel good. Yeah, God, I had to think about it for like 5 seconds. Probably gonna go with the roaches, because if there was a person in my attic, I would lose my mind, scream, call the police. Versus if there was 1,000 roaches in my attic, I'd just duct tape the attic shut with several cans of Raid that have been duct taped to be constantly open, and then just clean it out later, or hire someone to clean it out later. A 1-ton eagle model from the Hobbit trilogy that was hung on the ceiling in a New Zealand airport fell down on a noodle canteen after an earthquake hit. That sentence was a roller coaster ride from start to finish. Is it? Oh, it's upside down. The eagle was flapping wings. I see. Okay. Can they release new vegetables? I work at Whole Foods and I'm here to tell you that they do. Some lady the other day puts this on my conveyor belt and I'm like, ma'am, what is this? She has the audacity to say I don't know. So how did you find out this picture? How did you find out what it is? Is there something you're not telling us? Chinese female character design versus modern Japanese female character design. The weebs have turned against Japan. These are actually all 4 excellent character design. Looking at them. I just drove my uncle and myself to the hardware store and he said to me, Molly, I want you to know that being Catholic doesn't change anything. If you someday get married, your wife will be welcome in this family. Don't ever think otherwise. That is really nice, but I am not gay. I'm laughing so hard. Spoiler alert, 2012 me. You're super freaking gay. 2012? God, 11 years? Hey, congratulations. I'm at a restaurant right now and there's this 16-year-old kid sitting at the table next to me, completely alone, with 6 racks of ribs. He's eating 1 rib every 10 seconds and the poor server who was assigned to him has to keep getting him new ribs. I've been here for an hour just watching this kid inhale ribs like he's gonna die the next day. He probably will, given the amount of sauce he put on them. I cannot stress this enough that this is a stick-thin teenage child sitting alone at a restaurant, absolutely going to town on these ribs. This child is eating like he's trying to personally rid the world of ribs. I've been timing him. He orders a full other rack of ribs every 2 minutes. This is freaking insane. I don't know what to do. What do you mean you don't know what to do? You don't need to do anything. Let the man eat his ribs. How can you not be angry? I am angry, the werewolf said, but unlike you, I don't have the luxury of showing it without being called a monster, without someone taking it as a sign of proof that I don't need to be put down like a rabid dog, that I'm just like what stories tell you. But everyone gets angry. That's human. Up until the point where you're not human. Such a wonderful metaphor for anyone othered by society. Yes, may I help you? I'm looking for a book. I think it was blue. Gun. Not a week goes by without me remembering this Johann Vasquez trip, and I was so often want to reference it, and I keep forgetting it is not, in fact, a well-known meme. I don't understand the joke. Can someone please explain the joke to me here? Cloaked in the fur of their slaughtered brethren. You have a fundamental misunderstanding of how yarn is made. You don't have to kill a sheep to make yarn. Also, that's a goat. You wake up. You're still a lizard sunning on a red rock. It was all a dream. The concept of analytics, algorithms, and view counts is already losing its meaning as you open and lick your own eyeballs to moisten them. Time to eat a bug. OP paid about $215 for blue check marks on this website. Show some freaking respect. That's the guy who invented Nyan Cat. That is? PR Guitar Man on Tumblr is the guy who invented Nyan Cat? I'm making a Tumblr just to follow them. Good lord. Dead End Paranormal Park has been canceled by Netflix after 2 seasons. You know, it might be the depression talking, but I just don't care anymore. So many shows have been canceled in the past 6 months, I don't expect basically anything good to come out ever again. Yeah, nothing good to ever come out for more than a season or two, if it's Netflix. Comment with a fact about the Joker that only a comic fan would know. Joker is a bottom. Joker has an extra nipple. Joker pees in the shower. Joker boners when punched. I believe all of these, for sure. Who the frick came up with this idea that being attracted to fat people is exclusively some kind of kink or fetish? What kind of BS logic is there in that? Just arbitrarily deciding that finding some people's natural bodies pleasant is somehow inherently sinister and perverse. I'm not creepy and weird finding someone beautiful. I'm creepy and weird because I keep freaking staring at people. Why do you have to stare at people though? Soft. You know, as a big guy, this is a very nice post to read. Just very pleasant. Quick quiz question. Can you tell me what the Q in LGBTQ stands for if it doesn't stand for questioning? I can't get a straight answer. Yeah, we know, bestie. We know. Me when I wake up. Oh boy, I can't wait to think about that great dream I just had. The memories of my dream. Gotta go. My old person trait is that I think a website should work in a web browser and not try to open an app. My old person trait is I think video games should work without needing access to the internet. My old person trait is that I think when I purchase a product that it should be complete and functional, and also that I should actually own it. My old person trait is that I think I should be able to talk to an actual person in order to resolve issues with my bills without waiting on hold for 30 plus minutes. These are all very valid old person traits. That being said, old people don't think about these things. Other than the bottom one maybe. Victorian dress costumes are so freaking funny. Victoria was queen for 6 decades. In 200 years, Party City is going to sell second Elizabethan era costumes, 2000s low-rise jeans, and 80s hair and 50s blouse. Call it historical costume 20th century, Y2K, Elizabethan, hippie, Cold War vintage girl sexy. And I am ready. I'm sorry, Party City is just filed for bankruptcy. They're not going to be making that anytime. 2023 CE poster after sharing a self-referential meme. We're gonna confuse future archaeologists so bad. 4971 CE archaeologist on the dig site. Why do the bones have plastic in them? Jesus Christ! Jesus freaking Christ! It's in their bones! I don't want to do this anymore! I don't want to do this! Lol. Here's a fun one. If you had been born in the medieval era without access to modern medicine, how long would you have lived? If I managed to survive being born, unlikely, I would have died at age 22 from appendicitis. How about you? The number of you absolutely convinced you would have been convicted of witchcraft and burned at the stake seems statistically unlikely. Ooh, Pokemon. Hold on. It's really funny how, like, Pikachu has been the obvious moneymaker for Pokemon throughout its history, and they tried to replicate this without success ever since, trying each gen to hit that perfect mascot formula. Plusle and Minun, Pachirisu, Emolga, Dedenne, Togedemaru, and finally, after a series of unsuccessful and generally unmemorable clumsy Pikachu ripoffs, Nintendo comes out with a Pokemon whose entire concept is bold-facedly clumsy Pikachu ripoff, and everyone freaking loves it. It's because Mimikyu just wants to be loved. That being said, none of the Pika clones are unmemorable clumsy Pikachu ripoffs. They are just Pikachu clones. That's like a thing in every region. That is it's like a staple. It's like the starter. It's like the Route 1 bird and rodent and all that kind of stuff. You can't have a region without a Pika clone. It's just how it works. Adding unnecessary comments to posts more like this. Duncan Dance. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just sit in that corner over there. Sulks and grows mushrooms on my back. What the?
What?
3 different uncles at a barbecue. Cool uncle who smells like and lives in the woods, but the woods are just outside town and he works at a Planet Fitness. Uncle who you always looked up to until you found out he's in a cult and is also homophobic, but says he's okay with the lifestyle. Mom's brother. This really checks out for me. Also, since when did Chris Hemsworth have that beard? Am I just forgetting something? I hope I don't have to fight my evil shadow self today, says Liv 1967. Hey, says Die 1967. No way. When my brother turned 18, he threw out his favorite anime body pillow that he was super attached to, and when I asked him why, he said, "Don't you know? know, she's 16. This isn't legal anymore. Some of you freaks on here could learn a thing or two from him. Lawful evil. That is the definition of lawful evil. Goodness gravy. Well, now you can get a different body pillow of a legal adult. A legal adult who looks like a legal adult, if you must have one. There were no cases of autism before 1930. Yeah, Mount Everest wasn't discovered until 1856, but I'm sure the mountain still existed. There you go. This is the perfect analogy. Today I learned about the unifying cube rule theory that claims to settle not only the is a hot dog a sandwich question, but many other similar food debates via reddit.com. The cube rule of food for identifying dishes based on starch location. 1 is toast, 2 sandwich, 3 taco, 4 sushi, 5 soup salad, bread bowl, 6 calzone. This puts the hot dog not in the sandwich category, but in the taco area. I mean, they're not wrong. That looks delicious. I want it. It also suggests pizza is toast and apple pie is a calzone. I guess. Taco sausage. This suggests that cannoli and burritos are sushi. Open-faced sandwiches are toast. You heard it here first, folks. Behold, sushi. Diogenes is rolling in his grave. Diogenes is in his grave is a calzone. I love this. That being said, a hot dog is definitely not a sandwich. Usain Bolt posing with his winning tortoise at a tortoise race. Are you telling me the fastest man in the world spends his free time racing slow-ass animals? And his is the fastest of the slow-ass animals. I would expect nothing less from Usain Bolt. They should invent sleep for women. Is this not a thing? God, I'm sorry. Mother who realized she was gay at the same time as her husband came out as transgender says they're happier than ever as a lesbian couple. Honey, I have bad news. Me too. I'm gay. I have good news. That's really funny. That's really good. I love that. PSA for male writers struggling with writing women without ending up with something that would land them on r/men writing women. You can circumnavigate a lot of problems by writing male characters and changing out their pronouns in post. A lot of the properties that build a character are a lot more interchangeable than you might expect. Hate going into a store wearing clothes I got from there like I'm their little bitch or something. That's why I only order stuff from online, so that way when I go into a store, I'm never wearing their clothes. Kids these days are so cringy with their Fortnite dances. Are none of y'all going to acknowledge the stuff we did? Are we not going to acknowledge Gangnam Style? Or what does the fox say? If we go older, Hamster Dance, Crazy Frog, the freaking duck song, the llama song, Charlie the Unicorn, let he who is without sin throw the first stone. When I was in middle school, I did an entire presentation, like a PowerPoint presentation on the Charlie the Unicorn series. I did pass, but I don't want to talk about it farther than that. Not surprised that you're a man, considering how you care about your porn addiction more than the women it hurts. Okay, you do understand that I'm gay, right? I can actually promise you that 0 women are being exploited because of my crippling, life-destroying porn addiction. So you're putting women out of a job? Sometimes people try to tell me that scientists are paragons of rationality, and I have to break it to them that I have yet to work in a lab that didn't have at least one weird secret shrine in it. New guy, why is all of the equipment in this room covered in toys? Me, don't touch those. New guy, they need the toys to function. If they don't all have the toys, they get jealous. When something breaks, just take the wizard, wave it around for a while. They seem to like that. I am not comprehending any of this information that I'm being told by this post. I have no idea what the hell they're trying to say. Everyone should question their gender. It's perfectly okay for the answer to that question to be, yep, everything checks out, all good here. That's how you unlock Cis Plus. Gonna start random discourse now. Living in a 2-story house is elitist. Moving to a foreign country is cultural appropriation. And stop saying something is easy. You are shaming the task. OP, I know this is a joke, but just remember that if you go knocking on enough doors asking to see the devil, eventually he may answer. To this day, I cannot believe Aang called up and blew off like 9 avatars just because they didn't offer any vegan options to ending the war. Roku, my best friend assaulted me as a senior citizen. Kyoshi, sometimes some murder is okay. Karuk, just punch people that disagree with you. Aang, okay, I'm starting to think that none of you took this avatar thing seriously. Is this how the show goes? I haven't finished it yet. What are your actual bookshelf red flags? Please do not say American Psycho. Funko Pop. Poor guy couldn't even think of a book. Apparently, no one was paying attention in middle school language arts when we learned what a forking protagonist was. The protagonist is not the good guy. The protagonist is just the guy the story is about. I don't think Tom Kenny ever auditions for voice acting roles. I think if you make a cartoon, he just materializes in the sound booth on his own. Tom Kenny, 478 actor credits. He and Tara Strong. Tara Strong has 569 credits. I, 478 credits. Well, I, 569 credits. Amateurs. What was that, punk? Amateurs! 3 German voice actors with over 2,000 credits each. Only 3 voice actors in the entirety of Germany. Then again, we don't just need voice actors for anime animation. Everything live action from the US, the UK, and so on gets dubbed here too after all. Sometimes you just watch a documentary here and the narrator is Thanos. Oh yes, I would love to hear the German voice actor for Thanos voice a documentary. It's like if Josh Brolin did a nature documentary. As you can see, the sloth grabs his own arm, falls to its demise. DreamWorks has the best couples and relationships ever. The thing I've always admired about their couples is how mature and well developed their relationship is. How one respects everything about their partner, gives each other time to build trust, and also helps each other become the best versions of themselves. They rarely or even never say I love you to each other because their actions are powerful enough to evoke that. Also, the characters individually are some of the most well-developed characters in animation. Yeah, I said it. So yeah, these are just my thoughts. I just adore DreamWorks characters and ships. Toph was shown easily bending a meteorite that Sokka gave her, meaning that Toph can bend any dirt regardless if it's from Earth or not, meaning Toph could definitely bend the moon. The only reason she didn't do it was out of respect for Sokka and his ex-GF. Toph doesn't know where the frick the moon is. Yeah, did you forget? MF is blind. In today's modern society, Riddler would be the easiest of Batman's villains to rehabilitate. All you have to do, give him a job designing and running an escape room facility. It's perfect for him. A non-violent outlet for feeding his need to flex how intelligent he is. He still gets to create his elaborate puzzles and riddles, and people are willingly pay him to lock them up in a room where he can mess with them for an hour or so. Someone get Bruce Wayne on the phone. I have an idea for a thing he should invest in. If you win, you successfully escape the room, and you get a sticker that says, I'm as smart as Batman. Character, has frost powers. Me, your backstory is family-related trauma, isn't it? Oh wow, that is a lot of them. Goodness gravy. Keying/graffitiing someone's car is old news. Now if someone cheats, we go at their wardrobe with a seam ripper. You know what? Frick you! Unstitches all your shirts and jeans. Fanfic written by 14-year-olds is so wild because they all think smirk is just a fancy word for smile, so every serious romantic scene comes out looking like, It's true. I'm gonna send this to my friend who wrote fanfic when she was 14 and see what she has to say. Captain America. So do any Avengers have any pressing business? Blade. Are any of you mother fathers gonna help me fight the vampires? Please. There are so many. Captain America. No. Cap can't fight off vampires. What do you think he is? There's a tortoise at work and he's 30 years old, and I love that he's 30 years old because I can look at this animal that is 3 years older than me and go, does this man want his appy slices? And he hustles over because the man do want his appy slices. You know what? I could also go for some appy slices as well, with a little bit of peanut butter, of course. Guys, when you take medicine, do you take the pill and then drink the drink, or do you drink the drink and then take the pill? I don't trust people who put pills in their mouth before the water. Poll, when you take medicine, do you A, put the pills in your mouth then sip water, or B, get a sip of water in your mouth and then put the pills in after? Please, it's for science. You can't really trust anybody these days. OP has no idea the gate they've opened. Desert plants. Oh, no thank you, I'm not thirsty. Desert animals. Okay, I need a heat lamp set to exactly 83.15 Fahrenheit, 8 months of the year. I need to be lightly spritzed during August. If I'm medium spritzed, I will die. If I'm not spritzed at all, I will die. When I enter my pupil state, you will need to put me in the freezer, which should be set exactly jungle plants. Ahaha, sorry I died. I said I was semi-shade, not full shade, but if you give me too much sun, I'll also die. By the way, watering me is not enough. You need to soak my entire body for 3 to 5 minutes twice a day. Also, jungle animals. Coconut substrate. Punjab chief minister openly drinks glass of polluted water to prove water is clean, admitted to hospital. No, you know what? Respect. He put his mouth where his money is and experienced consequences immediately. Every American politician should be taking notes and opt out of government health insurance. Out of pocket, you entitled forks. The Punjab chief minister is more committed than you ever were. I found a pun that works in both English and Spanish. Where do cats go when they die? Purgatory. De donde van los gatos cuando mueren? Purgatorio. Dude, it also works in Italian. Dove vanno I gatti quando muoiono? Nel purgatorio. Could also work in French. Où vont les chats quando ils mueren? Al purgatoire. The ultimate pun. It also works in Portuguese. Para onde os gatos vão quando morem? Para o purgatorio. We have achieved peak pun. The pun heard round the world. It's a very nice pun. I like this. It's so weird to me that people label Fred the athlete of Mystery Inc. He came up with a highly extravagant plans, was always the one reading the newspaper, wanted to be a mystery writer, and did acting at school. Fred is the art kid. Shaggy, however, was a track star and top gymnast, which is why he and Scooby were always used as bait and runners for Fred's plans, and potentially why he consumed so much food. Shaggy is the athlete. Shaggy can run as fast as a Great Dane while carrying a Great Dane. Man is a freaking Olympics tier athlete. Me at age 15, downloading music using YouTube to MP3. I didn't even realize there was piracy happening. Me at 24, downloading music and sound effects from YouTube using YouTube to MP3. It's all the same, all the same.